Do you struggle to remember what you study? We've all been there, pouring hours into studying only to draw a blank when it matters most. It's not your fault. The human memory can be a fickle friend. But what if we told you there are ways to make it work for you, not against you? Approaches that can transform your learning journey from a frustrating struggle to a rewarding experience. Stay tuned as we dive into proven strategies to boost your memory for studying. Memory isn't as simple as we might think. Now let's talk about the marvel of the human brain. Memory. It's not just a storage unit like a hard drive in your computer, it's much more complex and fascinating. To begin with, memory can be divided into two main types, short-term and long-term. Picture short-term memory as a notepad in your brain, where you jot down information that you need to remember for a few seconds or minutes. This could be a phone number or the name of a person you have just met. It's temporary and limited. Then we have long-term memory. This is like a vast library filled with everything from your childhood memories, knowledge of language, learned skills, to the name of your first pet. It's an extensive and enduring memory system. But how do we get information from the short-term notepad to the long-term library? Well, that's where the magic happens. This process is known as consolidation. It's like a librarian taking the information from the notepad and then cataloging and shelving it in the library for future reference. However, it's not as simple as it sounds. The information needs to be processed and understood, not merely repeated or memorized. This is why understanding the concept you're studying is critical for remembering it. But don't think that once information is in the long-term memory, it's there forever. Just like a book in a library, if it's not taken off the shelf and read often, it can become dusty and hard to find. This is why reviewing and revisiting information is crucial to keeping our memory sharp. Memory is a skill, and like any skill, it can be improved with practice. It's not just about the capacity to store, but also the ability to retrieve. The more we understand about how our memory works, the better we can harness its potential. Knowing how memory works is the first step to improving it. Now that we understand how memory works, it's time to learn how to enhance it. Imagine your brain as a supercomputer that is capable of storing vast amounts of information. The key to making the most out of this supercomputer lies in improving your memory. So, let's dive into some techniques that can help you do just that. Firstly, creating a consistent study routine is fundamental. Your brain loves patterns, and by studying at the same time each day, you're creating a pattern that your brain will start to follow. It's like training a muscle. Consistency is key. Think about it. You wouldn't expect to build strong muscles by going to the gym once, right? The same principle applies to your brain. Now, let's talk about one of the oldest tricks in the book, mnemonic devices. These are tools that help you remember information by associating it with other easy-to-remember info. Let's take the order of the planets, for example. My very eager mother just served us noodles is a mnemonic that represents Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. See how that works? It's like a fun little game for your brain. Next, we have the technique of reviewing material regularly. Remember, our brains tend to forget information over time if it is not used or reviewed. So, if you've learned something new, make sure to revisit it after a few hours, then again after a few days, and then again after a week. This technique is known as spaced repetition, and it's a powerful way to cement information in your long-term memory. Another technique is visualization. Our brains are excellent at remembering images, so why not turn the information you're trying to remember into a picture? For example, if you're trying to remember a formula in physics, try to visualize it in your mind's eye, create a story around it, or even draw it out. Lastly, let's talk about the method of Loci, or the memory palace technique. This technique involves associating the information you're trying to remember with specific locations in a place you know well, like your home. For instance, if you're trying to remember a list of grocery items, you could imagine walking through your house and placing each item in a specific location. These techniques are not magic, but with consistent practice, you can significantly enhance your memory. Remember, it's not about cramming the night before an exam or trying to memorize a presentation in a single sitting. It's about training your brain consistently, making learning a part of your daily routine, and using these techniques to make the most out of your brain's incredible capacity to remember. So now that you're armed with these techniques, it's time to put them into practice. It might take some time to get used to them, but don't get discouraged. Keep at it, and soon enough you'll start seeing improvements in your memory. These techniques are not magic, but with consistent practice, you can significantly enhance your memory. Improving memory isn't just about using the right techniques. As we delve deeper into our discussion, it's crucial to acknowledge the fundamental role of a healthy lifestyle in bolstering memory retention. Let's begin with regular exercise. It is not merely about keeping our bodies fit and agile, but it also significantly impacts our brain health. Research suggests that engaging in physical activities stimulates the growth of new brain cells, enhancing cognitive abilities, including memory. Imagine that each time you're out for a jog or doing yoga at home, you're not just burning calories, you're also effectively boosting your brain power. Moving on, let's talk about the importance of a balanced diet. You've probably heard the saying, "You are what you eat." This statement holds more truth than you might think, especially when it comes to your brain. Consuming a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins can support brain health. Foods high in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and B vitamins have been shown to improve memory and cognitive function. So, next time you're planning your meals, remember, you're not just fueling your body, but also nourishing your mind. Now let's touch on the third pillar of a healthy lifestyle: adequate sleep. Pulling all-nighters may seem like a fruitful strategy to cram more information, but in reality, it does more harm than good. Sleep plays a vital role in memory consolidation, the process where our brain solidifies and stores information. A good night's sleep not only rejuvenates your body, but it also optimizes your brain's ability to retain information. To sum up, improving memory isn't solely about cognitive exercises or techniques, it's a holistic approach that involves maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep are the key ingredients that not only foster physical health, but also enhance memory and cognitive function. Remember, a healthy body fosters a healthy mind. So, let's treat our bodies well and our minds will surely follow suit. You might encounter a few roadblocks on your journey to improve your memory. Just like in any journey, the path to a better memory is not always smooth. We all face obstacles that might deter our progress. But remember, every challenge is an opportunity for growth. One of the most common obstacles is stress. When you're stressed, your brain is in a heightened state of alertness, making it difficult to focus and retain information. But don't worry, stress can be managed. Start by identifying your stress triggers. Once you know what's causing your stress, you can take steps to address it. Engage in activities that help you relax, such as reading a book, listening to music, or taking a walk in nature. And remember, it's okay to take breaks. Another obstacle is lack of motivation. It's normal to feel unmotivated at times, especially when the task at hand feels overwhelming. But remember, small steps lead to big changes. Break your tasks into manageable chunks. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Lastly, distractions. In this digital age, distractions are everywhere. But remember, you have control over your environment. Create a distraction-free study space. Turn off your phone notifications, and remember, focus is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. With the right mindset and strategies, you can overcome any obstacle. Let's recap what we've learned. We kicked off by delving into the complexities of our memory, discovering how it works and the integral role it plays in our learning process. We then explored various techniques to boost our memory. From mnemonic devices to spaced repetition, these tools can turn the tide in your favor when it comes to retaining information. Next, we underscored the significance of a healthy lifestyle. Remember, your brain is an organ and it thrives when you're physically well. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep are not just good for your body, but they're also essential for your memory. We also discussed overcoming obstacles. Whether it's dealing with distractions or battling forgetfulness, it's important to recognize these hurdles and develop strategies to surmount them. Harness the power of your memory and transform your studying experience. Until next time, keep learning and keep remembering.